Hello, I'm Azrael Knox. I did clean myself up a little bit. I had to. Front door maggots related stuff. I'm under a court order not to talk about that, so we're not getting into that for about a year. So this week is special. We got a bonus. We got Dragon Crystal on the Master System. I also happen to have it on the Mega Drive. Not the Mega Drive, because it wasn't on the Mega Drive. I also happen to have it on the Game Gear. Now, the Game Gear is the Japanese release by the look of it. If you're going to play either one of these, play the Game Gear. Yep, so I've got the cartridge and manual for this. Back of the box. You're caught in a fantastic world of unearthly beauty and deadly demons. You'll pass through 30 worlds. It's not joking about that either. In search of the magic goblet. There's no way out of this musical nightmare until you find it. They aren't joking about the musical nightmare either. So, the manual. It's the 5-language manual, 4-language manual. No, 8 languages. So it's one of these ones where you can see all the different languages. So let's get into the story. Is it a bad dream? One late afternoon, as you ride down the same old street on your bike, you see an alley you've never noticed before. You make a turn thinking it could be a shortcut. Whistling your favourite tune, you pedal down the alley. All of a sudden, a small antique shop jumps into your sight. See, no. Don't do that. You park your bike. See, this is why you don't do that. Okay. You park your bike and enter the musty shop. The first thing that grabs your attention is a mysterious light coming from what seems to be a crystal ball on a dust-covered shelf. You approach the crystal and gaze into it until a powerful unknown force pulls you in. There is more story to that, but that's the basic gist of it. Aside from that, it just goes on about how you wake up in a field full of flowers, and there's a giant egg following you around, and then you start stabbing slimes and frogs. I do enjoy this game. I really enjoy this game. Play the Game Gear version. It's better. Okay, so I'm going to get into that soon. I have to do another 5 intros. Okay, so before we get into this gameplay, I forgot to mention this game has major issues with flashing lights. If you are epileptic, if you suffer from migraines, if you have photosensitivity, stop watching now. I am not joking. I am incredibly serious. If you have any of these issues, stop watching right now. Okay, so that out of the way. This is Dragon Crystal. So you run around looking for items and armor. I just picked up a Lamella? I don't know how to say that. I'm pretty sure that's going to be too strong this early in the game, so it's probably cursed. I am cursed. I mean, I was cursed anyway. Okay, so the egg behind you basically shows you your level. So the more enemies you defeat, the more experience you get. The egg's basically just your visual indicator of that. This is actually quite loud for me, so I'm just going to turn it down a little bit. Okay, so if you're not moving, so every time you move, that's a turn. So it is very turn-based. Yeah, so if you're not moving, then nothing's happening. So if you need to think, just stop moving, and that's it. It's button 1 to get into the menu. Yeah, button 1 to get into the menu. Button 2 to select. I will get into items in a moment. I'm just going to clear out this fog of war before I move on to the next stage. And because I do have the Game Gear version as well, I will probably go through 2 levels of each. So, the first level, not all that exciting. It's just basically get yourself oriented, figure out how the game works, and move on. The biggest issue I have is with that star. Because that star is the warp to the next level. So potions, white potion, I wouldn't be drinking that. Yeah, so this is basically roguelike. So everything's randomized as soon as you start up the game. You're thrown into a random level, but the first level is always the Field of Flowers. It doesn't really change anything beyond that. The only real difference is later on you'd end up in a chest set, you end up in a crystal field, you get stronger enemies. Oh, there we go. That just confused me, so no matter which direction I push, it's not going to go anywhere. Right, so I'm dying. Might as well try my luck with these potions. Yeah, there we go, health potion. So, once you use a potion, if you try to use it again, the game should tell you what it is, unless you drink a potion that causes you to lose your memory. So you want to pick up money as you go along, because that allows you to continue if you die. That is a scorpion, apparently. I'll get into the items in a minute. I just want to clear out this stage and then find the exit. There it is. So, I just picked up some food. You have to pick up food. If you don't pick up food, down the bottom where it says food, if that runs down to 0, you are going to run out of vitality, and you're going to basically starve to death. So that was probably a water potion. So bronze rod. I'm just trying all the rods. So that was there we go. So the shifting through time, that just shoved me down another level. Red rod, lightning rod. I can tell by the colours. That was probably just a wooden rod that doesn't do anything. There we go, that was fire rod. Okay, so that's the basics of Dragon Crystal and the Master System. And yes, it does play that same music over and over and over and over again. So let's go over to the Gamegear. And let's go over to the Gamegear. I'm going to turn that border off. If I can figure out how to... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so Gamegear instantly better. It's got more animation. The music is so much better. It's more atmospheric. Presentation is just so much better. I mean, it's zoomed in as hell, but and it is slightly slower. But just look at the music, just look at this. This is so much better. Actually, I think, yeah, if I hold down the start button, I can move faster, but I don't need to do that. But no, this is just so much better than the Master System version. I don't know which one was released first. I'm pretty sure it was Master System port, but like seriously, if you're gonna play Dragon Crystal, play the Gamegear version. I do play the Master System port pretty regularly, and by that I mean probably 4 times a year. No, that's the other thing too. The Master System port is just full of English. No, just look at this. This is so much better than the Master System port. Alright, so sign book. Yeah, so I'll go through two levels while I'm doing this, just like I did with the Master System. No, but seriously, I cannot say it enough. If you're gonna play it, play this one. I mean, yeah, it zoomed in a hell of a lot, but you don't need to see what's coming off screen, because it... Like these two slimes down there. If I'm not moving, they're not moving. Alright, so I'll grab that, grab the rod, get this shit, and then I'll move on to the next stage. Yeah, so the backgrounds in this as well, they have better backgrounds. I mean, we're not really seeing it here. You'd have to get further into the game to actually appreciate the backgrounds. I'm not trying to play this for real, so I'm just going to wander around for a little bit and then call it a day on Dragon Crystal. I've forgotten what that thing's called, but it's annoying. Yep, there we go, leveled up. And that's why that thing's annoying. It makes you dizzy, and then you just run around in circles. Now, general rule of thumb with Dragon Crystal, if you pick up something that's too good, too early, it is cursed. Pick up the bread. Rod. Yeah, let's move on because I'm not trying to play a real game here. Alright, it's a bronze ring. So, I've gone from the forest into a desert. I'm not going to spoil the ending of Dragon Crystal, but if you're one of those people that plays games like this to see the ending, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Okay, so... yeah, so I picked up a Curus. I'm pretty sure that is going to be cursed. It is not. Okay, good. Yeah, just the music in this one by itself, it is not. It's not driving me nuts. It's not driving me up the wall. And there we go. We got a game over. Killed by Blue Toad. Fantastic. Yeah, so Dragon Crystal, good game, very good game, but there isn't a whole lot to say about it. It's just one of those, you got to pick it up and learn, and you'll like it or you won't. Now, let's see what Stable Diffusion cooked up after I gave it a description of the game for next week. Let me know if you got the game correct, because while I am going through my collection alphabetically, I do not have every single game in the library, so that's where the fun comes into it.